Why, hello everybody, it is Kyle from Unboxed Autos, and behind me here today we have the really cool 2023 Mazda CX-50. This is a really cool, adventurous, all-wheel drive vehicle from Mazda, so no matter which trim level you get, you're getting all-wheel drive and some really cool features. So we're going to go ahead and give you guys a full in-depth review today. We're going to talk about all of the different trim levels, the pricing, the styling, the interior, the quality, technology, and then lastly we're going to go ahead and take it for a test drive on the road and see how it performs. So let's get started. Now right here we are looking at the premium turbocharged Mazda CX-50. This is the top trim level here of that, and that starts at $37,150, but that really comes with pretty much everything you could ever imagine, including the 12-speaker premium Bose audio system, an active driving display, which is Mazda's version of a heads-up display, heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, 360-degree view camera, wireless phone charging as well. Now, in terms of power output on the turbocharged engine, we're actually going to be looking here at a 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder. It pumps out 256 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. It has a maximum tow rating of 3,500 pounds, which really is, pretty respectable for this segment. Now, in terms of the base level model, that's going to be a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder engine, cranking at 187 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque. Same 6-speed automatic transmission, bumps down the max towing capacity to just 2,000 pounds. But some of the really cool features on the CX-50 as a whole is that the base model starts at under $30,000. It's actually $27,550 and includes some really great features like radar cruise control as standard. That's a pretty big deal. Now, if we want to bump it up a little bit in terms of trim level, you can go ahead and take a look at the 2.5S Preferred. That's going to include some things like a 10.25-inch interior display, 17-inch wheels, 3-level front heated seats, power liftgate, 8-way power driver's seat, and dual zone climate control. That's going to be coming in at a cost of just a hair over $30,000 at $30,250. Now, top of the line, we're going to be looking at a 2.5 Premium Plus model, which is going to look very similar here to the turbocharged model. It's going to be again coming with that panoramic glass roof like we have here, the 12-speaker Bose surround sound system, 20-inch wheels, same as we see here, the active driving display, and of course the ventilated front seats. So definitely a lot of different trim levels and packaging depending on your needs. Now, the 2023 CX-50 is actually a fresh addition to the North American automotive market. So this is a first ever from Mazda. Now, it's really purpose-built for active and outdoor lifestyles, and it's headed in a new direction for Mazda with a focus on ruggedness. And it also, as you can see here, though, really still captures the brand's iconic design. So we really, really like that. Again, I think the design is really neat. We have these really cool front LED signature Mazda LED lights. We have this sort of grill area here that protrudes out the front. I think that gives it a unique dynamic 3D look. Once again, a couple different colors going on there. I really love the red with the different black accents. I think that looks really good. And it really shows, a new design expression of Mazda's Kudo design, combining the brand's striking and sleek aesthetics with, as you can see, sort of an outdoor rugged readiness to it. And even in the back here, you can see it's been sort of flared out. So you can kind of see, gives it a little bit more of that muscular design, but still with a dynamic sort of hatch coupe look to it on the back, which I really like. And again, you can't really beat the pricing at under $30,000 for the quality that you get here is really quite fantastic. So now let's go ahead and step inside and see what Mazda's doing in there. In terms of the premium interior quality that you're getting here at this price point, really is quite impressive. First up, we have this really, really very soft, high quality to the touch leather door panel. And we also have this cool trim level piece right here. Up here, we still have a very soft rubber-esque sort of top area here. Again, we move down to this trim level piece right here. We have this soft leather with dynamic stitching. Cool how it matches the different interior accents, which we'll get to it there. That's why I call it dynamic stitching. Right here, a soft area, very plush and soft, much softer than some of the hard plastics you'd find in other models, even at the high-end trim. And then of course we have the door handle integrated here. We have one touch down, one touch up window controls, which is a really nice feature to have. Right here we have the door handle. It doesn't feel quite as premium as the rest of the interior, but still overall not bad. Bose premium sound system right there. And then once again, you can kind of see how that stitching is continued here with that softer material right here. Very comfortable seats, nice wide shoulder area, decent side bolstering, as you can see here. Nice stitching throughout, along with some different piping, power adjustable drivers and passengers right here with different controls for the lumbar support. Stepping inside, we'll notice a few things right here. First up, we have our 360-degree view camera button, so we can view that. We have our parking sensor off button. Right here, we have Mazda's version of stop-start technology called iStep, so you can turn that off just with the press of a button right there, which is nice to see that integrated right there. Turn off some different safety features. We have the trunk control release, and then two different settings for the driver's seat, so two saved settings. Push to start. It's going to remind us to put our seatbelt on there for a moment. And then in terms of driver's display, I like how they've integrated the digital with the analog. So we have an analog tachometer, which I think looks really nice and crisp. I like the white needle there. It's nice backlit screen as well. Looks really, really good. And then in terms of the driver's display that's digital up here, it's not bad. It doesn't really honestly give us too much information, really just three different choices. We can look at the safety there, check out the cruise control, some further info there on the cruise control. If we had that set up, it would show it right there, as it does on here as well, of course. And then my favorite is just this one right here. Shows you some simple compass information along with the miles per gallon that you're getting. And yeah, so it looks pretty good. On the left hand side, of course, you see showing miles to the gallon, and then our fuel range along with our fuel gauge there on the right hand side that can be reconfigured as well. Right here we have our different steering wheel controls. So we have our voice command, we have our info button that changes that settings right there. We have these buttons are pretty cool, honestly. They're raised a bit, have a nice feel to them, nice touch, silver accenting. So I think they did a cool job at really making all of this just stand out, and I really like that. Distance guided cruise control. I think I mentioned this before, guys, but this distance guided cruise control is across the entire lineup, no matter the base model. It gets all-wheel drive as well as the distance guided cruise control, even on the most base model that they offer. Leather wrapped steering wheel feels really nice to the touch. 3-spoke design, so it's giving you somewhat of a sporty dynamic design there. We have 2 air vents which sort of encompass the driver, and then we sort of splits off from there. And then we continue with the rest of the interior. Right here, once again, we see that stitching. Very soft plush leather dashboard here. I like how they integrated the 10.25-inch display up here. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is always good to see that integrated since that's where everything is moving. So of course we want to have that, and it does. So perfect, ready to go there technologically, everything that we possibly could want. We have 3 different settings for heated seats, cooled seats, both driver and passenger, plus a heated steering wheel here on this premium model. And then once again, nice simple design. I really like it. I think it really promotes a calm driving experience, and it doesn't feel cluttered or anything like that. Really nice seats. And of course we have here the glass moonroof, which is extends all the way into the rear of the vehicle, which is great. Dual zone climate control. Decent feeling fit and finish here on all of the buttons. I like those as well. And then down here, of course, we have our gear shifter, so put into drive, and then we have different drive selection there: off-road mode, sport mode, auto hold for the brake if you're in lots of traffic. And then of course we have here, it controls our multimedia system, volume control for the Bose sound system, and then you actually skip the songs with this nifty little dial as well. So yeah, guys, overall, I think, great job on the interior, super high quality, great price point, and lots of features packed in here. So now let's go ahead though and take it for a drive and see how it performs on the road. All right, guys, so pretty straightforward. We have the park reverse neutral drive, of course, manual shifting mode. If you tap her over once, back to drive. A couple of different drive modes. I think I mentioned those. There's sport, normal, off-road. And for starters here, we'll go in normal mode. And then perhaps we will progress to sport mode if we're feeling particularly ambitious tonight. But yeah, so first thing you'll notice is has a heads-up driving display, which I really like. It's always nice to have a little information there on the HUD. It also has stop sign recognition, which is a decent feature to have. Overall, though, very, very sporty driving dynamics for this segment. So really do appreciate that Mazda went the extra mile to make this consumer car still fun to drive compared to some other things in this segment, which are quite frankly pretty boring. So really do love, again, that Mazda went out of their way to make this car still a part of that sort of sporty zoom DNA that Mazda puts in their vehicles. Now, once again, here we are driving the top trim level turbocharged powertrain. So it's a 2.5 liter turbo, makes an impressive 320 pound-feet of torque, and then 256 horsepower. So definitely, a lot of power there for the size of the vehicle. And it shows when you get on the road, you want to call up, a lot of power, put the pedal down, really does perform well. And, that's something to be considered just for an everyday driving car. It's nice to have that sportier driving dynamic. All right, guys, we have approached a main road. We're actually going to go ahead and pop it into sport mode as we pull out onto this fast-moving highway-ish here. I'm going to go ahead and, lots of power. Really great power delivery, especially, with that all-wheel drive, how it really just grips the road instantly. Very good. And the transmission is quite responsive too. It's a 6-speed, and it's quite responsive. But I love how the torque curve is. Tons of power right up front, nice and low torque. So you get that nice 320 pound-feet of torque through the whole RPM range, which is really nice. And then of course the horsepower coming in nicely as well to really get us pulling ahead. And again, Car and Driver tested this guy. I believe it's about 6.6 seconds, 0 to 60 time for the turbocharged engine. So really very impressive. Now, the other thing that's really great about this vehicle, that's not just about moving in a straight line, is just how well it handles. And the body is super well controlled. It's very, very, really well positioned. You don't really feel it, when you're doing a quick lane change or things like that. Things really still feel well composed. We'll go ahead here, kind of do a quick entry here into the U-turn. Feels really good, honestly. And not to mention the steering feel as well is extremely responsive. So I really like that. It's great to have that power, as well as that great connection too with the road through the steering wheel. Just how well it all plays together is really quite fantastic. And then once again, the suspension, it's very comfortable, but definitely puts an emphasis on a sportier driving dynamic. And that's something that Mazda's always done, and they are really good at doing, is making the drive enjoyable, even in these consumer vehicles that we have here, like a CX-50. That's all I have for you today in our review here on the 2023 Mazda CX-50. Please feel free to drop any comments in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, please give it a like, and then of course subscribe if you enjoy the content. Until next time, I'm Kyle from Unboxed Autos.